prior to November 18th, you had to put 15% down. As long as you're living in one of the units as your primary residence, you only have to put 5% down.
Tap in Money Talk Mondays. Let's go. Yo, what's good? How y'all feeling today? It's your host D Saul with another episode of Money Talk Mondays, where we talk about the real bag, and that's how we think about our money, y'all. I got a very, very special person with me today, Miss Leslie O'Neal. How you feeling?
Hi, how are you? I'm great. How you doing?
Man, I'm feeling like a rock star, a superstar. That's interesting. I had said the other day, when people start asking me how I'm feeling or how I'm doing, I'm gonna literally tell you how I'm feeling. So today I woke up feeling like a millionaire. So I'm feeling like a millionaire and a rock star today. Other days I might feel like a lover boy. I do have that. You know what I'm saying? I can switch it up like that. But that's good, man. I've been so excited to get you on the show so you can tell a lot of people how we've been benefiting from these new programs out in Louisiana. We're going to talk a little bit about how buyers can get 100% financing in a little bit. And we're going to talk about this new investor product that's supposed to be changing. But before we begin, I do want to say this episode is brought to you guys by Credit Repair Hacks. Credit Repair Hacks is one of the nation's first AI digital credit repair softwares. You're able to repair your credit from your phone, guys, for $29 a month. You can't beat it. That's Credit Repair Hacks. Look at the number on the screen to get more information about that. All right, Leslie. So where are you today? Are you in California? I know you do business everywhere. Where are you now?
I'm in California right now. I'll be headed back to New Orleans next on the 8th, November 8th. So I go back and forth. I born and raised in New Orleans and then live in California now, but I have a house there and a house here and go back and forth to do business there and here.
I love it. I love it, man. I love the fact that you're in Cali because I do be having California people hit me up. So it's good to always have a lender that I work with my buyers already in New Orleans. Say, hey, man, I
Mhm.
know someone else that's licensed in California too. So let's get it popping.
And I'm licensed in 13 states. So I have Washington, California, Arizona, Nevada, Texas, Louisiana, Mississippi, Alabama, Florida, Georgia, Pennsylvania, Missouri. And if I'm not specifically licensed, my company's licensed in everywhere. So we have people on my team that can handle it.
Gotcha. So y'all hear that? For my audience that's listening to this, Leslie is licensed in all those states. She primarily does business in New Orleans, but she's licensed and can do business in all of those different states as well. So make sure y'all reach out, and it's perfect for me. I help people in all 50 states. So if you're listening to this episode right now, that's Georgia, right? We can get you popping in Georgia as well. Before we hop into these programs, I did want to talk a little bit about the insurance. That's a big deal that's going on in Louisiana right now, and the interest rates. What are you seeing now, and what do you expect to happen within the next few months in 2024 in general?
What most economists are saying is that they're thinking rates are going to probably stay higher, through the end of the year in where they're at. But hopefully after first quarter of next year is when we'll start seeing them drop. I mean, we're hearing anything from being in the sixes, it's mid sixes to the mid fives. Beginning starting to come down beginning of first quarter next year is what we're hearing.
Okay.
As for homeowners insurance, I actually went to a class an insurance agent was having, and he has been doing a lot of wind mitigation inspections on the properties prior to issuing the policies. And people who even have current policies right now, they are going out to get wind mitigation inspections and are really saving a lot on their policies. I had one girl who was in Metairie, and she was at like a $13,000 policy, and after the wind mitigation, she got 4,200 off of her policy for the year. We had another one that was at like 6,000 that got like 1,900 off her policy. So it's a pretty big savings, and something that everybody should be getting done on their house.
I That's news for me. I'm definitely gonna tell a bunch of my buyers. So you said a wind mitigation inspection?
Wind mitigation inspection, and a lot of the home inspectors are doing them. So sometimes they'll even like while you're purchasing, when they go do the home inspection, they'll just do the wind mitigation inspection at the same time, and it'll save you money that way as well.
Wow, wow. So, hey, if you're listening to this episode right now, you know some homeowners in Louisiana right now. A lot of homeowners have been affected by the insurance spike due to mainly the hurricanes that come through the area every year. So, the insurance had went up. So, now with this wind mitigation inspection that Leslie is talking about, a lot of homeowners are getting their premiums reduced right now. So, definitely check that out. So, I want to hop in. I want to talk about the market right now and some of the things that most lenders are doing, particularly movement that are doing to kind of help buyers in this market. Right now, interest rates has went up and people are steady waiting on them to come down for whatever reason and just not really paying attention to history, right? Interest rates usually goes up and down. This literally could be the new normal, but since people are frightened by the interest rates a little bit, movement is actually doing things to get buyers 100% financing. If you don't know what 100% financing mean, y'all, that means you basically get the house with no down payment. Leslie, can you tell me about the this no down payment program that Movement Mortgage is offering right now?
Yeah, so it's called the Movement Boost, and so it's a 100% financing program that is a FHA first mortgage. So it's just a regular FHA first mortgage, and then Movement is giving their own second lien. So it is you can either get 3 to 5% on a second lien that will cover the down payment and the part of the closing costs. So how it works is whatever your interest rate is on the first mortgage, it's 2% higher on the second mortgage. So say for instance your rate is 7.5 on the first mortgage, you're going to get 9.5 on the second mortgage. It's really cool because it's not for you don't have to be a first time home buyer to get it. And the minimum credit score is down to 620, where a lot of down payment assistance programs, they have a higher credit score minimum, usually like 640 to 660. It goes up to 50% debt to income ratio, where a lot of the down payment assistance programs out there are at like 43, 45%.
Mhm.
It's available nationwide, so it doesn't have to be specific like to a parish. So sometimes like the down payment assistance are specific to Jefferson Parish or specific to St. Tammany Parish, but this is for any city, any parish that you can do it for. It's specifically in the New Orleans area, in Jefferson, Orleans. The income limit is 82,000 and below to qualify for the program. So it's for primary residents only. You can have gift funds as well, and you can also get, DeQuantis and I have done many transactions where he's gotten the buyer seller credits towards closing costs. So you could also have this down payment assistance to cover your down payment, plus he can get you closing cost credits towards your closing costs, and you could basically come in with nothing, to buy a
Yeah.
house. So there's ways that we can structure it, and we discuss all these options before putting in the offer to make sure that you're going to get exactly what you need.
Right, right. Yes, man. That's perfect. So to put that in perspective, essentially what's happening right now in the market, sellers don't really have a lot of buyers to choose from. So when they do get a serious buyer, they have to really negotiate. And in this market right now, if you deal with savvy agents like myself, I'm not trying to toot my horn or anything, but
Mhm.
I'm able to negotiate with those sellers to get them to pay your closing costs. So think about it. If you get your down payment covered with the Movement Boost program, and I can get your closing costs paid, then you're looking at pretty much walking into a house in 2023, 2024 without paying anything. Now, there are a few things you want to pay for, such as inspection. You want to pay for an appraisal, but that small change compared to the thousands and thousands that you'll be saving right now in this market. So definitely reach out if you have questions about that Movement Boost program. I think it'll be great for first time buyers. Before we move on, I wanted to ask, do you think this Movement Boost program is just going to be right now during this market, or is it still going to be available in 2024?
I think it's going to be available for longer. It's actually been around for like 6 or 7 months now, and they haven't told us that they're going to get rid of it. It is, it's not like a grant program or anything like that where the money runs out. It's actually a loan, so I don't see any reason why they would discontinue it.
Okay. Well, hey, if you're listening to this episode right now, think about this. Credit Repair Hacks has a $29 a month credit repair program. You're fixing your credit from your phone. You can save up a lot of money by not paying the crazy expensive credit repair fees and save up your money. In 6 months. You can be ready to buy a home with this movement boost, right? That means no down payment, no closing costs, and discounted credit repair. Man, you can't beat that, right? You
Yeah,
can
can't beat
somebody
it. Yeah.
you really can't beat that. So if you've
Mhm.
been thinking about buying a home between now and within the next year, get started now. Reach out to myself, reach out to Leslie, and we'll give you a step-by-step plan on how to get that done. So what's been really, really popping in the streets lately? You guys just announced how the conventional loan structure is about to change. That's going to benefit investors by a large amount. Can you tell me a little bit more about this product?
Okay, so starting November 18th, Fannie Mae came out with a new product where, well, it's going to be a conventional loan. And if you're purchasing a 2 to 4 unit property, you no long, as long as you're living in one of the units as your primary residence, you only have to put 5% down. Prior to November 18th, you had to, on a 2 unit property, you had to put 15% down, and then
Wow.
more units you have to put 25% down. So you can actually purchase like your first property, a 2 unit on a conventional loan with 5% down, and have somebody else help you pay your mortgage by living on the other side, where prior to that you had to put way more money down, so it was really hard for first time home buyers to be able to buy a unit property. And also what's cool about it is, like, on an FHA loan, when you went to a 3 to 4 unit property, you could do the 3.5% down on an FHA, but the only way that you could count the rents to help you qualify, if you were on a 3 to 4 unit, you would have the total rents of the 3 units would have to cover the mortgage. If it didn't cover it, actually have to cover the mortgage, like 75% of it would have to cover the mortgage. So if it didn't, then you couldn't use the rent at all.
Mm.
um and so it was really hard in a higher like rate environment to be able to qualify for those, because the rents wouldn't cover the full mortgage payment. So for this program on conventional, we don't have to do that. Conventional will just allow you to use the rents on the other units to
Okay.
help you qualify, so
Right.
without having to do that calculation that FHA required.
Absolutely. And I mean, I do have a lot of listeners that may not can't understand that lingo a little bit. So to break that down, what she means by the rents and qualifying income, right? It's certain properties that investors can buy to where they already have a tenant in there paying rent. This income that's added, you can add this income to however much you're making at your job or your tax returns to qualify for the property. So you can use all of these different sources of income to further, I guess I should say, make you qualify for more. You can use that additional income that the property is bringing in to qualify for more of a home, if that makes sense. So that's good, man. That's so perfect for investors right now in this market because, like I was saying earlier, sellers have to sell, they have to negotiate. And, just in my opinion, this is where investors are eating at, right? They know sellers have to sell. If they come through with a very solid offer that the sellers can't resist, then they're inclined on taking that offer. And a lot of times that offer is $20,000, $30,000 below market value. So the investor is getting properties below value with instant equity off the jump, right? So this new loan, this new product with conventional is definitely going to help a lot of investors acquire more property. So man, that was good information to know. So for if I'm a first time home buyer and I want to buy a home, I don't know where to start. I don't know where to begin. And I reached out to you, Leslie. What things would you recommend I do? What steps you recommend I take to be better qualified for a home?
Well, first thing, we'd want to, discuss what your goals are and what you're looking for and what you're comfortable with and where you want to be, and kind of go over all your thoughts on what you want in your home buying process. And then from there, we would take an application where we go over your income, your employment, your assets, how much you have for down payment, your retirements, and then run your credit. So that's where D and I are really, good at helping people get their credit score ready to purchase. So we have a program. It's called a lending hand. That if your score is, below the threshold to qualify, where we can send it in, and they give us recommendations on how to get your score up and how quickly it'll take. And from there, me and D talk about it, and then he can go over like way more in detail on credit, with the buyer on what they need to do to get their score up and how he can help get it done like quickly as well. And so from that point, but if you have a great score and you're good and you're ready to qualify, from there we will gather all your documentation. We'll ask for things like W-2s, pay stubs. If you're self-employed, we'll want your tax returns, bank statements, copy of your driver's license. And then once we receive all of that, we will submit your loan to underwriting. So what Movement does a little bit different than other companies is we actually will submit your file to an underwriter up front so that you know exactly what you qualify for, that there's no surprises in the end, or that the deal is going to fall out because of, income. So we do all of that up front, and then when we get that back, we contact you and go over all your different options. Whether it's best for you to go an FHA loan, or maybe you're a veteran, it's better to go a VA loan. Sometimes if you're in a rural area, we have USDA loans where you can go 100% financing. Or whether it's a conventional loan, what would be the best rate, the best payment, and the best product for you.
Wow.
And then from there, we send out the pre-approval, and D takes it from there.
Oh yeah, and Leslie is quick with it, y'all. If y'all ever work with us, you'll understand that as soon as you tell us you're ready to see what's going on with your credit, or you want to put in the application, she'll make that call, answer any questions that you have. And guys, there's no such thing as a dumb question. So just let the questions fly. Leslie is amazing at answering your questions. She'll take your application, and like she mentioned earlier, if you just so happen to not get approved, if you get denied, she runs a simulator, which is called a lending hand, which will basically let you know what to do on your credit and how long it could take. Right? We'll take that, we'll couple you with the $29 credit repair, and you'll work on those things. And 3, 4, 5 months later, you come back. Now you're ready to get approved. Now you're ready to go and start doing some home shopping. Right? We've helped so many buyers this way. Me and Leslie have closed many deals. I think I started working with Leslie maybe 2020 or 2021. I don't know, but
Mhm.
for people to have been working together that long and steady working, that means something works. So I highly suggest you guys reach out. Right? You got my number. I'll leave her information in the description of this show. And just see where you are right now. I always tell people, if you plan on buying a home anytime soon, see where you are. Too many people say they're working on their credit or they're working to buy a home, but haven't talked to a mortgage lender yet. How are you making a plan without the person that's ultimately is going to give you the money to buy that home? Reach out. We know it's a little scary. We know this is big, but that's why we talk to you through this process. We're not jumping to anything, right? If you have questions, ask those questions. We're here to answer them, and we're here to help you prepare and get as comfortable as you can for this home buying process. I appreciate you joining, Leslie. I appreciate it so much. I love to end my episodes out on gratitude, right? So, if it's anything in your life, anyone in your life, big or small, it doesn't matter what it is. What are you grateful for in your life?
Well, I have to say my, husband and my kids. I'm grateful for them. That would be my why. Why I do this, why I work so hard, and and I am very thankful for you and for having me on, and for trusting me with your clients.
I appreciate that, man. I
Mhm.
appreciate it, and I'm grateful for you. It's one thing when I talk to a client, they tell me their situation, and some clients I know a home run is for Leslie. It's Leslie. It's Leslie. It's Leslie. It's Leslie. Send him to Leslie. Send him to Leslie, right? And it's so comfortable sending out that email, letting you know one of my clients is ready, because I know you're gonna call them, email them, text them, and follow up with them, and that's so important for me and a lot of other agents, because a lot of lenders drop the ball when it comes to that follow up. And that's one thing that I can depend on you for. Super grateful for that. Super grateful for you trusting me. Whenever you send me your clients and you have some of your clients have credit questions, I appreciate you reaching out. Thank you again for joining this show. I
You're
can't wait till we
welcome.
close some
Thank
more
you.
deals. Do we got anything coming up soon? Or we working on some? Oh, we just
Yeah,
had a
we got 2 apps in the last 2 days, so we're rolling.
okay, yeah, man. We
Mhm,
we got some big things rolling. And
mhm.
again, y'all, I'm gonna leave Leslie's information in the show description of this show. So make sure you reach out if you have questions about that first time home buyer. Oh, well, I'm sorry, it's not a first time home buyer program. That 100% financing, no down payment loan that she was telling you about, that's for all buyers in multiple states. Is that correct?
Yep.
That's
Mhm.
I'll leave that application in the link description. Until the next time, y'all, I appreciate y'all for joining the Money Talk Monday show. It's been a great Monday. Peace, love, and light to your life. Have a great day. Peace.
Boss beat, boy. Boss beat, boy.